wall socket to plug it into that the cord would reach. On the wall behind the TV and between our windows were 3 pictures. On top was Jesus Christ, with a bent head and hands that were reaching out as if he was trying to stroke a child or comfort someone. To his right was Martin Luther King Jr., and President John F. Kennedy was on the left. We had a built-in bookcase beneath that, where we kept our Encyclopedia Britannica and stories from the Bible that Mama had ordered to make sure we learned about Jesus, since we didn't go to church as much as she wanted us to go. Tonight, Mama and Daddy took up the sofa. They shared a tin pan of popcorn. The table lamps were out. The only light in the room was from the television. My sisters had the other pan between them. I sat down and grabbed a handful. "Look, Pammy, you gotta see this movie." Mama was the only one who called me Pammy. "He remind me a little of that Cato you used to love in The Green Hornet." I came in on a fight part, where the man, Kwai Chang Caine, was hurling his body through the air and men were falling and running or trying to arm themselves, only to find weapons useless. As I sat with my sisters, with my parents, it was as though I lost all sense of anything else except the man on the screen. I'd never seen anyone more beautiful, not even Michael Jackson, who was going to be my husband someday. Even during the commercials I stayed put, willing my bladder to hold on, not wanting to move, afraid to breathe. Daddy talked, saying something about having eaten frog legs when he was in Korea. But for the first time, I wasn't interested in hearing his stories. All I wanted to see was the graceful man, the one who held himself tall and spoke so softly that I had to strain to hear. And then the fighting, so like Cato but so different. The slow motion making it seem like dance moves, like a male dancer with bare feet in the sand. He was Kwai Chang, my new hero. When it was over, I couldn't look at any of them. There had been beauty before me. Now, with the lights on again, I saw truth, and it was hard for me to take that he was not real. I almost ran to my room. When I was settled for the night, I closed my eyes and saw him, saw the curve of his eyes, the strength of his jaw. I sighed. Watching Kung Fu got to be a habit with everyone except Daddy, who was hardly home in the evenings because he worked the night shift, and sometimes stayed to work a double. Mama worked too, but not as long as Daddy, and she didn't leave until we were all ready in school. We came home one day to a pile of clothes in the middle of the floor, and our mother bent with tears. "Get your things. We're gonna leave this place. We're gonna leave your daddy." Me and Nona looked at Teresa. "Where are the suitcases, Mama?" "Go look in the closet in my room." She had stood up by then and was wiping at her face, holding a hand over her eye. "Mama, what done happened to your eye?" It was Nona asking. She was the only one who didn't know. "Nothing, girl. Just hit it on the door, that's all. Now get them suitcases." Nona and I ran to the back and pulled the hard blue suitcases up front. It took us a small while, dragging the suitcases, bumping them against our knees, stopping to catch our breath. By the time we got back, our old mother was standing where the crying one had been. "We ain't going nowhere. Y'all help me put these clothes away." "But, Mama, we want to leave," Teresa said. "We don't want to stay with Daddy no more." I wanted to hit Teresa, or at least tell her to speak for herself. "I'm staying in my house. I got 3 children and I ain't running away. Besides, we sure ain't got no place to go." We were quiet that night as we watched Kung Fu. We didn't reenact the snatching of the pebble or call each other grasshopper. I did not try my rice paper moves. Mama sat with us, but held her hand on her face, and I was angry with her for reminding me that Daddy hit her. In my bed, I shut my eyes tightly and wished hard for the bad feeling to go away.